Guten Abend. And I'm going to start off by saying, es gibt einen Wind, der Veränderung, der wie ein Sturm über diese Welt hereinbricht. There is a wind, like a storm, coming to overtake this world. And you know who's leading the charge? Women. And you know why they're leading the charge? Because you men have become more feminine than women. And women have been forced to transform themselves into stronger characters. Because if you have real men in your society, violence and criminal activity won't plague your society. And I'm talking about a wider Caribbean society. I was overjoyed. And I liken it to the Manhattan of Grenada. It has always been that way. On a Saturday evening, people used to leave St. George's and go up to Grenville to hang out on a Saturday evening. And imagine that was over 30-something years ago. I remember doing that. And I was so happy to see the same thing, bustling with activity, economic activity and people. And I sort of likened it. There was so much people and so much activity. I sort of likened it to the Manhattan of New York. And here it is, a week after. Heartbreaking to see this sort of nonsense happening. It seems like there is girl power all over the world. And you know who's leading the charge? In Europe, a woman, Alice Weidel. In the Caribbean, I've told you before in a previous video, women are leading the charge. In radio, in podcasts, and in actual politics. So you don't underestimate the power of Emmalin Pierre in the upcoming elections. Yeah, it may seem far away, but the work has already started. It is the same way they underestimated Mia Mottley. Nobody ever thought that she would have ran Barbados. But guess what? She's in charge. So while you sleep and while you underestimate and try to denigrate to Emmalin Pierre, guess what? She is coming like a storm. And with all the women of true ability and power, there's a reason why a Kamala Harris didn't make it. Because it wasn't just about being a woman. It was being a competent woman. And all over the world, we see competent women making their mark. But thank goodness that the United States of America, our land, was saved from an incompetent woman. Thank goodness that this world was saved from someone who would have utterly destroyed America. Let's get back to Grenada and Emmalin Pierre. I say down with incompetence, down with wokeness, down with socialist Marxist doctrine, down with washed up socialist Marxists trying to infiltrate the NDC, and at the same time, deceive the youth within the NDC. Now, these people are predatory. As I said, if you look at one of the videos I made before concerning how they hijacked the Jewel movement in the 70s, they look for prey. They look for weakness. They look for vulnerability. And then they pounce. And they understand that there is youthfulness and political immaturity in some respects in the NDC party. So that is why they've seen the opportunity and they have seized the moment. A word to the wise, a word to the youthful in the NDC party is sufficient. I want you to look around. I want you to be aware and I want you to see them. Because before you know it, as they've always done, they will wrestle that party out of your hands. They didn't do the work. You did the work. And in some respects, by fate by what was happening in the United States, you won. But no, for the token support they gave, they are going to try to cash in with the lion's share. So you're warned. I am here to unmask them because you may not know them. And there are those who know them who sit back idly and say nothing. But then y'all say y'all are patriotic. And y'all say y'all love Grenada. And I know we have been duped. We have wholesale tried to copy the Democratic Party in the last election. And we are trying to implement these progressive policies in Grenada. But we should have seen that for the last 4 years in the United States of America, it has only led to failure. Look recently, what is happening in California? The destruction, the fiery destruction of California. And here it is, you want to wholesale adopt those policies and those doctrine? Are you nuts? Are you crazy? Haven't you seen the writing on the wall? Haven't you seen the evidence that those policies and doctrines lead to destruction? Everything that is happening in California right now, that fiery destruction is the result of woke policies. So I repeat again, done with wokeness, done with socialist Marxist doctrine, done with chaos, done with destruction of our youth, done with everything anti-familiar, and embrace the real wind of change that's coming. You see America rejecting wokeness and socialist Marxist doctrine. You see Europe rejecting wokeness and socialist Marxist doctrine. And we have my hero, Alice Weidel, in Germany, transforming the nation of Germany and transforming Europe. So, I hope you see the writing on the wall. I hope you pivot while it's early. I hope you abandon your progressive policies. That is not good for Grenada. Grenada is a conservative country. It's supposed to be a conservative country. It has always been a conservative country. So you trying to force upon Grenadians and Grenadian people and Grenadian society something that is foreign, something that is destructive, then you've got a problem. And in the long run, this will backfire. Because what you're trying to promote is antithesis to the fundamental character and spirit of the people. So I urge you to get off of that progressive trip, that mental trip that had looked attractive in 2020 and has proven to be unsustainable. You have a choice. You can abandon that sinking ship. Cut your diplomatic ties with these losers. They're going down. The world has really become woke in the true sense of woke and has awakened to the scam of wokeness. I don't want you to always be, no, things travel at the speed of light. So it's not like when you had to wait for months to understand what's going on. No, you know and you see what's going on all over the world. You have an opportunity to get off that ship. Let's see what choice you'd make. So for the socialist Marxists, leftovers, for the washed up socialist Marxists who have infiltrated the NDC, I know what you're doing. Under the guise of socialism, You dangerously greedy capitalists, masquerading as socialists, and giving handouts and pennies on the dollar to the Grenadian people just to keep them contented and to keep them in poverty, while you amass wealth. While you wolves in sheep clothing pretend to be socialists and pretend to care about the poor and working class people of Grenada. But I see through your aim. And ultimately, the Grenadian people will see through your aim. That your aim is to appease them and at the same time, fill your pockets at the end of the day. But we have woman power coming. Competent woman power coming in an Emmalin Pierre. And she have the support of a staunch party that has a record of getting things done. That has a record of showing tangibly what they can do. That storm is coming. That storm is coming, and there's no way to stop that storm that's coming in the world. And because in some respects, she's politically pure. She has not been tainted by the divisiveness and petty Grenadian politics. And she sure heck has not been tainted by socialist marxist doctrine. So in her, there is the possibility for a new beginning, for a new outlook, for a clean page, for a pure politics in Grenada. In all of this, there's an opportunity. Hopefully, the Grenadian people see that opportunity and seizes it. So here's a bit of woman power leading the charge in Europe. Alice Weidel.
And this is my favorite part, and I'm going to read and explain to you what it means. What that's being said on the headlines. And she's basically saying that we are going to close and we are going to throw out all the professors who are into all this gender studies. And you know why the rest of the world is panicking? You know why the Progressive Alliance is panicking? Because she just had a conversation with Elon Musk. And the thing about it, they have seen what Elon Musk has done in American politics. So right now, they are shaking in their boots. They are shaking in their boots.